for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
I'm honored to now call upon every Vice Chancellor, Professor Enala Mwase. UNZA, we call her the Iron Lady.
Thank you very much. The guest of honor, Acting Minister of Higher Education, Honorable Zambia, Chancellor, Honorable Minister of Central Province, Honorable Sydney Shamba, MP, Acting Permanent Secretary of Higher Education, Mrs. James Kusu, and other senior government officials who are present here. The Secretary General of the Research Foundation of Korea, all Vice Chancellors who are present here, the Director General, Higher Education Authority, the Director General, Zambia Qualifications Authority, Director General, Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority, the President of Engineering Institution of Zambia, conference organizers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by thanking the conference convener and the organizing committee for according me this opportunity to speak at this very important conference on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Zambia. The theme of this conference, Knowledge Sharing and Innovation, Competitiveness for Responsive and Sustainable Development, is a very timely one, considering that Zambia's 7th National Development Plan was recently launched by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. In the conceptual framework of the 7th National Development Plan, the approach adopted recognizes the multifaceted and interlinked nature of sustainable development, which calls for interventions to be tackled simultaneously through a coordinated approach to implementing development programs. Therefore, I'm very pleased to be part of this gathering, which is represented by experts from various fields of expertise to share knowledge that is crucial to the sustainable development of our respective countries. Coming from the education sector, I wish to restrict my speech to the role of the university as it relates to the theme of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of universities in any nation cannot be overemphasized. Universities are tasked with 3 major functions, namely teaching, research, and community service. On teaching, universities are a major source of the much-needed human resource that is crucial to meet the needs of sustainable development for our nations. The human resource should be properly and appropriately trained. This calls for the need to regularly review programs or curricula in tandem with the changing environment so that the manpower is better able to respond to social and economic development challenges. It is therefore important that universities do not work in isolation, but engage all stakeholders, which include government, industry, and communities. Such engagement will ensure that the education that is being imparted is relevant to the needs of the nation. This, in turn, will assist with employability of our graduates. Coming to research and knowledge sharing, universities are again key to providing knowledge for sustainable development of any nation. This is a very important function of the university, and in fact, the image of a university is largely built on its capacity to carry out research whose results should eventually be shared with stakeholders. The importance of research cannot be overemphasized. It is through research that knowledge is generated, and it's through research that solutions to various national and global challenges can be conceived. As a nation, Zambia, like many African countries, faces a lot of challenges in all areas of development, including education, health, agriculture, natural resource utilization and conservation, and so on. These challenges demand for concerted efforts and a multidisciplinary approach to finding solutions. This brings me to the importance of the value that the University of Zambia embraces. This is academic freedom. Although this may be misinterpreted by many, it is a value that nurtures freedom of inquiry so that scholars or researchers are not impeded to research on areas or issues that have been perceived important to provide an answer or solution to a particular situation. Further, there should be minimal interference pertaining to the publication of results that emanate from research. The spirit of inquisitiveness should not be killed, because that is the surest way to discovering new solutions to various challenges faced by society. A free environment cultivates innovative thinking for its people. A free environment cultivates innovative thinking for its people. If I may borrow some statement from Ken Robinson, he said, "You can't just give someone a creativity injection. You have to create an environment for curiosity and a way to encourage people and get the best out of them." End of quote. I know as universities, we've been accused of not being innovative. We are not providing answers and so on. But I love this statement because, I'll repeat it again, it says you cannot give someone a creativity injection. You have to create an environment for curiosity and a way to encourage people and get the best out of them. Having underscored the importance of research and innovation to the betterment of the society, it is imperative that we also look at how much we invest in research. It is unfortunate that Africa is lagging behind in development, and this has been attributed largely to its low investment in research. Zambia, for instance, invests about 0.37% of its GDP on research. unless this figure has been revised, but this is what we know. South Africa invests 1.07%, and Malawi, our neighbor, 1.7%. UK spends 1.7%. The USA spends 3% of its DGP on scientific research. And this morning we heard that South Korea spends 4.2% of its DGP for research. At the African Union Heads of State Summit in 2006, African governments pledged a 1% target to spend on research in their respective countries. However, most African countries have not met this target. Zambia inclusive, I mentioned the 0.37%. This may be understandable because of the various conflicting priorities faced by most of the African governments. However, it is also being argued that solutions to most of these challenges can be found if we invested in finding the solutions. As a result of poor funding for research, African researchers are frustrated because they are continuously looking for funding to further their ideas and research activities. This has attributed to brain drain in most African countries. Research which is dependent on donor funding has its own challenges, as these may have priorities that are not aligned to the thinking of the local researchers and to the needs of the continent. It is important that adequate funding is locally sought to enable local researchers find solutions to their own challenges. In addition to funding for research and knowledge generation, it is important that researchers operate in a collaborative manner. In this way, resources can be shared and knowledge is shared for its intended purpose. Collaborative research is a must in the current environment, and universities are urged to just do that. Coming to community service, I will not belabor on this one. Community involvement in university activities is a very important component in the whole university education system. This engagement will ensure relevance of university education to the society, be it teaching or research. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, I wish to mention the importance of adequate funding to universities, both public and private, in order for them to deliver quality higher education for sustainable development. The best way to kill a nation, is to provide ill-trained manpower. Poor teaching and learning, as well as poor and misleading research results, is a recipe to disaster in the development agenda of any nation. I therefore, speaking for Zambia, wish to call upon the relevant authorities to put in measures that will ensure that all ingredients for quality education products and services are in place and adhered to for the attainment of our national as well as global development goals. I think you agree with me that these were very few remarks, and I wish to thank all of you for listening. Thank you very much.
For that we have each shelter. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll